Oh, good morning, everybody. We're reading 13:14. That's our first Samuel 13 and 14 this morning. And gotta love Jonathan. Gotta love Jonathan because of his relationship with the Lord. But he was definitely a handful for his father. The whole problem with the Philistines was because Jonathan attacked their camp. Their outpost was in Israel, and that land belonged to Israel. And so Jonathan took it upon himself to attack the outpost, which brought out the army against Israel, forcing his father into a war I guess his father wasn't prepared for at that time. And then later we read that they only have like 400 men against this huge army, and they only have 400 because some of the Israelites decided that their life was more precious than defending the promised land, so they went over to the enemy, where they were hiding out in caves. And so the king was left with that 400 men, and being left with 400 men, he didn't really want to take on this army. But what does Jonathan do? Jonathan goes out and attacks another outpost. But this time, in attacking the outpost, he routed the whole army. And we know it wasn't Jonathan. We know it was the Lord using this opportunity with Jonathan, because he put a fear in this army. I mean, Jonathan came up with his sword bearer, and he trusted the Lord, because Jonathan was the sort that if the Lord says the victory is his, then it's his, and he just steps into it and does it. And so we have this situation where Jonathan and his armor bearer kill X number of soldiers in a very small area, and it puts fear, or the Lord put fear in the army, and they turn on each other and they start killing each other. And we all know that. I love this reaction of the king. The king looks out and he sees this going on, and he says, "Count the troops and see who's missing." And he already knows who's missing. He just knows. And of course it's his son. And we see this, and we love this. We can't help but respond to Jonathan. It's the same way that we respond to David, because there's just something about raw faith, absolute simple trust, uncomplicated trust, where a person says, because God said it, I act on it. Because he said it, it's absolutely assured. And so when we see that, we can't help but respond to that, because that's what we desire. We desire it, but we ourselves, we hold ourselves back from that. And so we have to get over these fears, these doubts, and just grab hold of, because it's faith that pleases God. It's that relationship of trust that pleases our Father. It's this place of well, Dad, you said it, so I believe it. It's good enough for me because you said it. That's good enough for me. And this is the part that we respond to with Jonathan, because we want to see ourselves there. We want to see ourselves in that same relationship. The thing is, it's more possible for us now than it was for Jonathan. We have been called to a greater relationship, a greater intimacy than what Jonathan had. And if that is how Jonathan responded with the limited intimacy that he had, what about us? What about us, where the limits have been removed? Yeah. Got to meditate on that a bit today. So you guys be blessed, be encouraged, spend the time with the Lord, develop this relationship with Him, and learn just to walk with Him according to what He's promised. Guys, be blessed.